struggling with some personal stuff.
How you doing?
And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Like a jump.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder,
Boink.
What was going through his head as he was building this?
I don't know.
This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that
Colored
they're all
block.
fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
Oh.
In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Oh.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden
I wonder if it's a real email.
@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed.
Okay.
This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. This is really interesting. So apparently everyone has their own interpretation to this.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
And actually shoot.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Just a bit.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Nope.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
But I didn't even do anything!
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's hilarious. You knew that map, the Counter-Strike map?
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thanks. So can I go back?
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
This is like going back in the labyrinth. Okay, fine, we'll get out of here. Hey, Forgotten, how you doing?
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about
yeah, I see that they're incomplete. So please don't spoil anything for me. No tips or spoilers unless I ask, otherwise you will be purged.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all.
I
That
would
beam
if I
is
could.
powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Sure?
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens
This game is
instead.
called The Beginner's Guide. Made by the guy who made the Stanley Parable. Wait, what? Oh. Oh.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Hey, Prawn. Okay, so this is another one that he did and finished in November 2008. This reminds me of Doom. The past was behind her.
Yep.
Oh.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh, Christ. Can't even go side to side. Just backwards. I feel like something's this way. Oh, okay. The hell?
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
Hey,
Code
Ginger.
is trying to give it a unique voice rather than
Backwards
simply
music
basing
too.
it
Oh
on
my
a
god.
pre-existing
I
trope.
didn't even notice. Okay, wait, what? Why does the future keep changing? I don't know, but... Oh, wait, there was something over there now. I was right! There is a door! Becomes clearer. Can I go forward yet? Side to side? No? Okay. Ugh. But if the future is always behind her... How will she find strength? Confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets
I
out
never
quick.
promised anything,
Okay,
Matt.
next one.
I love you, Ginger. He had another one that was finished in November 2008. Okay. Ow, what happened to my foot? Okay. Oh. Can't go this way, can't go this way. Gotta stay on the path. Got it. You are now entering... Nothing.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it
Excuse me.
interesting.
Hey, Waffles. Nonsense. in nearly
Oftentimes,
every
Coda would
direction.
put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game,
I don't
like,
wanna go up there
that
yet.
was it. It was dead to him. And I don't
Really?
agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
That's so clever. He's like, I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Can you say it to me again? If I go around here. Can I fall off? Oh, I can't even kill myself. Just like walk off the edge. Nothing. That's sirens. Alright, fine. We'll go up the stairs. Alright. And up we go. Up we go. There we go.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
I have to press enter? Okay. And it closes. Whoa, game filled with cheer except the one is floating, a stranger appears. You can suck to all the walls destroyed. Sharks are trying to eat you simultaneously, you're trying to eat the sharks. Stand on exit.
A room that's
staring at
warm
bear.
and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Oh wow. Live on boat, take orders of captain. Captain's always wrong. You must address and rally.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You know, the only posters caught up dart showing what the game is intended to be. The game will collect items except the game automatically quits when you collect them all. If you want to shop, it's such a... It wasn't done yet. Kind of. Maybe waffles. I don't know. I did a few with Vanguard today. That's about it. Oh, wait. No, give me back. I want to see all those ideas. I want to make a game. Really? Nothing? I don't know what to make of it either, but apparently there are feels.
This is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
It's just a lever. It's not just a lever. Aha!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're going to see it a lot.
What's this? 3 dots. I'll have to remember that.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Ah! Wow! Can I fall off? Still can't fall off.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior, and then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Huh. Interesting. Oh god, another one of these. Fine. Can I go off the path yet? No? Okay. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
I see. I think. So he doesn't develop anything in February. Okay. The Great and Lovely Descent. Oh. Hello. Okay, it's just a house.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Streetwise Fool. Okay.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Right. Oops, sorry. Source is garbage. Can I not open this door? Okay, this is the door I can't open. Okay, understood. Can I jump over? Yes, I can. Aww. Come on. Really? I was gonna be so proud of myself. Whoa! Oh, whoops. Whoops. I guess I just took a shortcut down. Shortcut. What the fuck? I mean, okay. What is this? Is that just a light? That's just a light. Okay. Yeah, no, falling seems to mean absolutely nothing. This is another one of his unfinished games. What the fuck was that noise? Alright. Yeah, no kidding, Akiva. Like stables. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. I want to go over there. Fine. Wait, what? I can't even go anywhere else.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Wow.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Okay, that's fine with me. Let's go to the hut.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Interesting.
There wasn't.
There wasn't. Okay. I like Coda, he seems cool. Yeah, I like him too. And hey, look, 3 more dots again, just like that one level with the puzzle door. Oh, hey!
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. Hi, Max. This is called The Beginner's Guide by the same guy who made the Stanley Parable. It's interesting. Okay. Really, stop locking me in! You there, did you come from above?
Here,
what was up
Coda
there?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored boxes. Blocks, I mean. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us to get to the other side. How to get to the other side. Solved it, but I can't remember. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I'm gonna put 3 then. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there's nothing I want more. Oh. Interesting. So Matt, how did Max, how did Destiny go? Talk to me again, please. No? Okay. Door's just gonna open, let me go. Okay. Oh, hi. What's the puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I like how his head would turn as he was speaking and then as he was listening to what I was saying.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
I'm outside.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Really?
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
Right, so that lamp.
He wants a destination. Which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Okay.
We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Okay.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. I'm curious.